Now, Max, you also mentioned that you are working with your group with housing and independent living and stuff. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, one of the real challenges right now that families have for those that have their loved ones that they want to have moved out into the community, like we would like to see Craig, is to be able to have the right kind of supports there, and also be able to work with an agency that can really help us to be able to provide the right kind of a living situation, because we really want Craig to be in the community. We want him to have access to all kinds of recreation, a place to be able to work, be able to see all the things in the community that everybody else is able to get to, shopping and those kind of things. But one of the real challenges has been, and right now, and the numbers change and vary, but across the state right now there are somewhere in the area of about 12,000 individuals that are on what they call the New York State Residential Registry. Some of us do call it a waiting list, and the numbers vary because of a variety of different issues. Many parents want to see their loved one on it as soon as possible, and they may not be ready right now to have them moved. But at least right now in Western New York, there's somewhere around maybe just under 1,000 in just Western New York alone that are looking for some kind of out-of-home kinds of living situation. And somewhere right now that really need them right now, somewhere around 400 to 500. So so really it's a real concern, because the organization that does provide funding for those kind of services, the New York State Office for People with Developmental Disabilities, really stopped development money about 2 years ago. And so there's really limited funds to be able to be out there for agencies to be able to provide the living opportunities that are going to be safe and and going to be in the community. There's a real move towards, and I think it's a real good one, to have individuals go into apartment kinds of situations, and there's a real move away from what they call certified homes. They call them individual residential alternatives, and or in some cases they still call them the old term, which is group homes. There's a real move to get away from the whole institutional kind of living situation for individuals with developmental disabilities, which I think is a really good thing. I think it's a real positive. I think it's a good step for a lot of self-advocates. They really want to have that independence. Like Craig mentions, he wants to be able to hire his staff. He wants to be able to have some choices about the kind of things that are going to help his quality of life. And so that's a big part of our Dawney Family Committee, is really determined to see that those kinds of things are going to be in place in the future, and we're going to do what we can to partner with OPWDD, with the commissioner, as well as all the DDSO here in Western New York, to be able to see that the right kinds of services are there, the support services, because it's not only the living services that need to be there, but there also has to be people that are quality, whether you call them staff or lifelong coaches or just people who are there to help out. You want to have people that are going to be committed. They're going to be, be people persons, really care about and really want to see individuals like Craig be able to thrive and do well out in the community. And I don't want to have to feel that I have to be there as a parent on a daily basis to be able to have to check on him, because there's certain people that are working with Craig to support him that are not really necessarily looking in his best interest. And we have to be able to also pay those people well enough so you keep the best and the brightest and the ones that are the most caring, and that not see those that are there just for a job, so to speak. So that's a big thing. And the other thing is, we also want to be able to have Craig doing things during the day. When Craig is not working, we want him to be involved in programs that are going to be able to provide him additional supports for either getting more education, to be able to be involved in recreation, and also just being able to be out in community living, and not having transportation, which many times is a huge issue. Not having transportation being a major barrier, and where those barriers are there, our family committee is very much willing to want to see that we work with the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, but also where necessary, we are out meeting with legislators, and so that's also another big part of what we're trying to do, is to educate our legislators who make the laws, to make sure that they're aware of the kind of things that are out there as far as the needs, and really pushing where we need to inform them, so that they can really push in Albany to see that the right kind of services and supports are there, and we don't have huge waiting lists.
I'm aware of the fact that there's kind of like a little apprehension on some parents' parts to get involved with self-advocacy at all, or have their child get involved with self-advocacy. What advice would you have for parents out there who do have people with children with developmental disabilities?
That's a great. It's a great question. It's one of the things that we've had Craig involved in his individual education program development right from the time Craig was very young, and we've always felt that any kind of an education program is about him. We don't want the school system doing something to him. We want him to be able to be doing something for himself. And so that we've always really wanted to work and have Craig work in a partnership with the school, as well as with us. And like I mentioned before, one of the things that was very important in Craig's education program was self-advocacy, because Craig has to be able to speak up for himself. When Joyce and I aren't there, we want Craig to be able to identify what his needs are, what his concerns are, and that's one of the reasons why we've been so supportive and so pleased that he's been able to be involved with Self-Advocates of Western New York, because the ways that you've been able to help empower people to really do things that they like to do, not to just settle for a job, not just to settle for something that is maybe what somebody else thinks that you can do, but something that really is a part of your own dream, something that you really believe in, something that you really feel is important, your contribution to the community, and that's really what we want to see for Craig. We want Craig to be able to be out there, and also showing other individuals that don't have disabilities, you guys have a lot of things to contribute to the community. You can be a citizen, and you can be somebody that's really important and can really help to make a difference in the community. And so self-advocates really help to educate the public at large that the individuals with disabilities are not a burden onto society. They can be an active part if given the real chance to be able to do that, and somebody that can really help to make a difference. So that's a big part of why I would tell any parent, if your child can do it. And I know some really have limitations, some may be nonverbal, some may not be able to do that. All the more reason that the parents need to be involved and really be there to be their spokesperson, to see that they're able to get the kind of supports and the kind of services that they need in order for their quality of life to be the best that it can be, and to have the kind of things that really make them happy, and the kind of things that really make them feel that they're important too.
So Craig, is that important to you, that you get to make your own decisions and someone's not making them for you?
Yes.
But they're just being there for you, like your mom and dad, for advice and stuff like that?
Yes.
Is that important to you?
Yes. The one thing is a very good goal to me is I want to be in the community, and I know that all people around me, I know that I am famous to them, because I want to be happy, and I have a lot of people who like me, like people I know is I know Sophia, and I know Rick Banner,
Right.
and I know a lot of people who help me with these goals. And one of the goals is Gwen. She is a good advocate, and if David and I said that this is a good right, and it is a right to go out more, and if there is a roadblock for us, and we don't want a roadblock, and we don't want any the institutions,
Right.
because I saw at the that the Willowbrook that it is not right to give people with disabilities there,
Right.
and if I am there, I didn't go there, but if I was there, I would say is to get out and be on their own and don't stay there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember if I asked you, but what is the name of the organization? Was it Donnie?
Yes, Donnie, yeah, the group that we're involved in is, I think a very good organization. It's called the Developmental Disability Alliance of Western New York. And it's comprised of 42 non-for-profit agencies. Many of the local, most of, if not all the local agencies are involved in it, People Inc. and Baker Victory and Aspire and Community Service for Developmentally Disabled and a number of different organizations, Parent Network and so on. And you can contact, the contact number for that is 877-7007, and it's and we're part of what's called the Family Committee. I chair the Family Committee, and we have a lot of parents and self-advocates that are working together to really try to help to change the system as it is right now. And so it's real important to see that that we are really able to provide a public presence and really try to help to make some changes, and so that's a big part, and that's why we really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Oh, good. Craig, we have about 2 more minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you and your dad the same question, okay?
All right.
If you could tell people out there anything, what would you say to them about people? What would you say to them?
Well, I want to say to the whole world is be on your own, to be an advocate, and you need to talk to your parents, your sister, your brothers, or uncles, or whatever, and talk to them that you need to is to be a good right, to be a good advocate, and it is a good one that we can do is to we need to fight this ending of the institutions and also the roadblocks. Yeah.
Very good.
And I would just say that that parents and self-advocates have to use their use their passions to do and to make changes. They need to really, and a lot of times you know rather than just sitting passively, you really need to act. And so I think acting to really see that we have a better system that really provides safety, security, and supports, that are there for individuals with disabilities. And that does not happen if you just watch. This is not a spectator sport. This is really one you have to really get involved in, and that we would really encourage families to get involved in and work with us, and we'll try to help to make the changes needed.
Okay. And that is all the time we have for today. I want to thank you both, Max and Craig, for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.